Hey everybody, welcome back to Settlement Survival. Now in the last episode, what I didn't realize when I was placing down the glass factory is that we needed refining fuel in order to make glass. So in this episode, I think that's the first priority. We only have a couple of people and well, we have some tech points to spend. So I believe it was under mining. Let's go ahead and pick up refining fuel. And we're going to put a hard emphasis on getting glass and brick in this episode so that in agricultural, we can get to the corral and the plantations, since that they will increase our yields quite a bit. Now with that, we need rope. And I think that rope itself was under processing, under knitting. So we either need to grow some flax in order to do this, or we need to get some reeds. I'm thinking that we just go ahead and set up a dedicated farm for flax, and then we can place the farm right next to it. All right, for the furnace burns, those things, we're going to get a fuel factory. We're going to go ahead and place it relatively close to the factory there. We'll set it there. We'll let that kind of build up. I am thinking that we're going to need another facility for doing clay, as this one won't cut it. So let's do a road down this way. What we'll do is place another factory down here for collecting up some sand. So another sand, and this one. So one will be for clay and one will be for sand. We'll get a road right behind it. And then what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of a storage there to store everything. Some point in time, I don't know if we can remove the quarry at some point in time, but at some point in time, it would be nice to get rid of that, make it a little bit more uniform. Let's get a storage right here, and we'll just go 5 by 5. That looks like it's good enough. And we just got a merchant ship. Let's see if they've got anything good on there. So we could get some biscuits and smoked meats. Smoked meats actually cures a lot of hunger. The rest of everything else in there really doesn't look too good. Candy would be a lot of happiness, but I don't think we can get enough to satisfy our whole entire population, so I'm going to pass on it. I'm just going to pick up whatever we can in smoked meats. All right, so it looks like we can pick up about 300 smoked meats relatively easily. Let's go ahead and do that. It will get us a little bit of a pump into the food until everything is a little bit situated. We did hit 150 people, and at 150 people, we picked up our second mayor, Alma, and she gives us another 10% to our pastures, which is pretty good. I think that we're going to be expanding the pastures pretty far in the next episode or so, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. Now, for the rest of what we need. So we have the kiln factory right here. We're going to need a brick factory. Now I'm thinking we go ahead and put it next to the sand pit over here. And what we'll do is we'll set this one to sand and we'll set this one to clay. And then we'll get our factory right next to it. So it should be in processing, probably in ore. Yeah, there's the kiln factory. Let's get it right here, kind of tempt in for the future. That should get us to the lighting factory, which will get us one step closer to upgrading our mines. Now, currently what I'm doing is I'm just putting in a ton of forester farms, and I'm switching back to the need for doing fuel through the water mill. And right now it's keeping up and it's keeping us from dying, but it's not actually in amazing shape. For wood, because it looks like we're getting a little low. Let's do a couple more of the forester farms up here, which is getting close to it's getting close to these mountains up here. So I think this is a really good spot for it. And we'll just go with, I'm thinking 3 of them of that 8 by 15. It seems like it's a good size there. And then what I'll do is this will take a little bit of time to build up. And what I'll do is I'll let everything build, I'll let everything get filled up with people, and then I will bring you guys back. So we just got in a ship, and this is the first time I've ever seen this. We have some blueprints. So the lion blueprint relieves some stress for all citizens. The adult school blueprint is able to educate adults. That's pretty good. And a totem blueprint. So totem blueprint is slightly increases all health. So if we pick up that, how are they carrying 1,250 of those at that price? That's insane. So hopefully we only need one in order to maintain, like hopefully we're able to build multiple off of it. Let's do 990 of the leather. Gets us about 20 away, and we'll try for 22 of the fat and just need a couple more. And yeah, let's do that. Do the trade. I don't think there's anything else in there that we super need. Now, we just finished the last of the forester farms, but we're lacking on people. Something that I forgot to build was the rope factory. So I think it's under processing, under knitting. We should be able to plop that kind of in the neighborhood of over here where all of our farms are. Maybe we do it right behind this school right here. Let's get it facing the road. That seems like a decent spot. It kind of fits in really good there. So we'll let that build up. And now let's take a look and see if we can figure out where that totem is. So under blueprints, under totem, only 1 by 1. And it requires a tier. So I'm either going to have to trade for that, or I know from the last time that I did a playthrough that I could get that through like some wild chicken thing that would walk through the area. We're starting to get brick, and we're starting to get glass in. And as we're starting to get those, it's time for us to start replacing some of these standard farms with the plantations. Now they're a little bit bigger. And so I'm thinking that we do something like this, where we place one here, and then put some storage in between. But what I'm going to do, because I don't want to kill the food in the process, is go on this side over here, get my first one, figure out my spacing, place the second one here, and then we'll move everybody over. It looks like we're going to need some lumber for that, and we just got these trees done. So let's do 2 sawmills over here. We'll place one there. We'll place one here. And one is going to be for more of the fuel, and one is going to be for the planks. So we'll let those get built up, and then I'm going to figure out some placing for the plantations here. Maybe what I do now that I'm looking at it is maybe for these plantations, because we've got the forester farms there. Maybe for these plantations, I go this way, because it looks like they'll fit in there and give me the opportunity to still have a road in there. And I go like something like that. I think that looks decent. That's going to take a little bit of time to build. So we'll bring you back in just a little bit once everything's built up, and we'll see how everything's going. All right. So all of our plantations are now done. Looks like last year they did a little over 1,000. This year they did a little under 1,000. Not sure what the difference is between them. This one was around 742. I'm certain to throw hose in them, seeing how well they're only going to get better from here. We are struggling with medicine, and so I've kind of redone this district a little bit instead of it being as boxy as this. And what I'm thinking I can do in here is throw some nurseries in here, kind of in a little bit of a pattern. Go something like that. That should suffice us for a while. Our alcohol's been real low, which has been causing our happiness to be pretty low. I'm thinking under processing, maybe not under processing. It should be fermentation is what we're looking for, and that will allow us to upgrade. So let's pick up fermentation. We've got the glass, the stone, and the wood. That will allow us to get some better alcohol. I think that allows us to get beer, and that will kind of help with that. Over in construction, I'm thinking we get stone cutting. We'll skip the stone roads. We'll get bridge building and brick road, seeing that we're now creating bricks and give us that 100%. And probably what we'll do is use anytime we hit a point where we have excess bricks like that, we'll upgrade one of our streets. And I think this is a good time to do that. So let's just go ahead and get a big brick road kind of leading right from our brickyard here. Maybe we'll go something like this and then cut it straight across our territory. It's probably going to eat up a lot of bricks, and it's probably going to need a lot of workers to kind of get going. I think that's going to be well worth it. A little speed boost will go a long way. All right, for the alcohol, we need to get a winery down. I kind of want it over in this district, and maybe we throw it in the neighborhood of where one of the farms was. Yeah, we'll throw it over there, and then we can put some storage around it. If I do this right, I might be able to get like a storage in between. So we'll let that build. This one over here, let's go ahead and get it upgraded once we get the timber, and we'll kind of take a look at that. Now, rope is up and going, and we've got some materials. We've got some flax that came in, and we've got some rope. where to put the pastures. I'm thinking we start putting in pastures on this side right here. And what we'll do is as we start throwing in pastures, we'll start eliminating these, and then we'll start replacing this area in here. So yeah, let's start with that. Let's get not the plantations, must be a little bit further down. There we go. So these, we'll get them flipped around so they're facing the right way. We'll throw one there, and one here. That will kind of get going. And ooh, so that will probably take care of, we'll probably have to build 2 of them, empty one pasture into both of them, then build probably 2 more and do the same thing. Over here, let's get a road this way because we're going to need some more houses. And I think that we have got a little bit more room in our town. So we'll be able to incorporate this one as houses. Let's do some more of the plantations on this side over here. And that should get us kind of a good starting for maintaining. It's nice going into the winter with food. Atypically, I've been going into the winters without food, and it's been pretty rough. And in one of those little cut things, I did pick up some tiers. So it's high time that we throw down that blueprint. So let's get a totem. We'll tuck one over here by the town hall and one over here by the school. You know, we got a little bit of room there. And then I think I've got enough for one more. Maybe we go... Oh, yeah, we're right by the church. Let's get it rotated so it kind of faces the road. We'll throw one there. And I think that's the end of the tiers that we have, is we've got 3 of them. This is looking good. I think this is a good spot to call this episode, and we'll let everything get built up, and then we'll bring you back in the next one where I'm thinking that we get into some luxury goods. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.